Hi peeps, Junction 6 here. Today's Sunday, so there's no World of Tanks Blitz content. Instead, we're back looking at this, the alphabet. Now, I said a couple of weeks ago that I was going to come up with my theory on how the letters came to be in the order which they are. Now, I think it all goes back to Oxford and Cambridge. They met somewhere in the middle, probably around Woburn area. And of course, because it was the 17th, 18th century, they met in a pub. Every meeting was done in a pub in those days. While they're in the pub, obviously they were drinking quite a bit. What they did to actually choose the letters, they put all the letters into a bag and then just pulled them out one at a time, willy-nilly, and came up with how they were going to pronounce the letter. Obviously, there was a lot of heated debate. Everybody wanted it to be pronounced their way, and there was a lot of drinking involved, and a lot of people got very drunk, a lot of arguments, and it went on a long time. They got so drunk, in fact, that towards the end, they came up with this, and they called it W. Well, everyone can see that it is in fact a double V, but they were so drunk at that time, they just thought, nah, we'll call it W. And that's how we ended up with all our letters in the order which they are. It makes no sense at all. They were just picked out of a hat, and a load of drunken guys just decided to call them whatever they felt like at the time, and it's been stuck that way ever since. So we need to change it, and the obvious thing to do is to put these letters in some sort of order. And I think the best order they could be put in is how easily they are written down. That's the logical order to have these things in. So we'll start off with the first letter. The easiest letter to write down would be the letter I, because it's just a line. The next letter I would have would be the letter C, or Ch as it would be known, because we're getting rid of C and calling it Ch. And that's quite easy to write. It's just a bent line, isn't it, really? Nice and easy. The next letter would be the letter U, because obviously that is just the letter C or Ch, but on end, so that's quite easy to write down. It's just one stroke of the pen. And the next letter would be the letter O, because that's just a circle, nice and easy, and so on and so on. Now, I'm not going to go through the complete order of the 24 letters, because there's only 24 letters in my alphabet. You can see where I'm going with this. So things like the letter R, the letter Y would be towards the end of the alphabet, because they're more difficult to write down. It just makes logical sense, doesn't it? Now, your standard QWERTY keyboard looks something like this, doesn't it? You don't have equal amount of letters on the lines. We need to sort this out. So I'm proposing this. It's not going to be QWERTY, it's going to be an ICUO's keyboard, and it makes more sense, doesn't it? It's really nice. All the letters are equally spaced, and you've even got separate keys for your full stop and comma. It makes a lot more sense, doesn't it, guys? Anyway, that's enough for this week, so catch you next week for something different to Blitz.